Some get to go to live news where I bring you all the concerning music, and that is across the country. And before I go to the news, I have a question for you guys. If you leave Nigeria, say you're privileged to leave this country, what would you miss about Nigeria? For me, I'm going to miss the whole of Nepal chant and all of that. Up Nepal, up Nepal, up Nepal. I'm going to miss all of that because for those guys, they really have a way to mess things up, and I really want guys I'm really, really going to miss when I leave this country. Anyways, guys, straight up to the news today. We'll begin with the man of the moment, talking about Davido, the man who has made everybody put his name in everybody's tongue, and everybody's talking about him. Every household, every set of friends, every organizations. Davido is that guy they all are talking about. All content creators are using his sound for their tunes. They just show that this guy has a way to make sure every sector is in lock and is in check for him. At the time, moving on, we saw where he dropped the Project Timeless album, which had about 17 tracks, inclusive of Over Them, Feel in the Garden, Godfather Unavailable, Bob, It Pain Me, Away Precision, Canteen and Money, You Juju, No Competition, Picasso for the Road Loan, and then Champion Sound. 17 track, but then we've had one before, so leaving 16 tracks, 16 new tracks, and they all are doing amazingly well at the moment. We saw where they initiated a kind of a dance step thingy to the unavailable sound, and not like a competition, yeah. So it's like a challenge. It's already tagged unavailable challenge. So if you could do the dance step like the unavailable because they see me, and I'm only dance step, but if you can do it, go TikTok, jump on it, and trust me, you most likely might get a repost from the video on that one. Actually, I think this channel started pushing the song to like a very big spot because the point it was actually over them as number one. But trust me, as we speak, unavailable is on number one at the moment. Challenge really works for music, if you ask me. And moving on, we saw where the video Timeless is now the highest charting album by Nigerian artists in the US Apple Music history. It didn't just stop there. We saw where for the top album on the US Apple thingy, Davido as was on number three, but then moving on from this one, just I think hours after he became number three, he became number two, and leaving number one spot to Morgan Willing. Let's see what happens in the coming days. Hopefully, this one becomes number one, and I think at that point here, you will just see that these guys have a real like in lockdown because on the UK is starting number one, US number two. Let's how happen coming days. Hopefully, he gets to number one on that one. Moving on from this one, we saw where Davido Timeless album is now charting in about 31 countries, and then as we speak now, is about 34 countries, inclusive of Bahrain, Kuwait, Mauritius, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Sierra Leone, United Kingdom, Uganda, and amazing countries. This guy is doing number one spot in all of these countries. Amazing one. I saw about the weekend where a Sierra Leone dude came out to say, after Davido posted deliver your units and everything, and then the guy came out to say, there's a way they speak English here. That is not the way we do ours and everything. It has this wagging of tongue and like after the me who like Indian the way Indian speaks and everything. Amazing one for him. It just shows that all over the world Davido is loved and these guys would do anything to make sure that Davido keeps winning on that one. Moving on to saw where as it showed when he had at New York, also at Irving Plaza, we saw Boston Rhymes came out for him and it was all love affair and considering all he has been through, you will see Boston Rhymes asking the same questions like you're strong, be strong. How do you feel? You good? Like, after losing your son, coming back to the music, listening for a while, and Buster was like, are you sure you're okay? Are you good? I remember at the point we saw Buster at the Wizkid show where he came out to support Wizkid, and now it's for the video. It just shows that Afrobeat is really the next big deal, and these guys really want to be a part of all of this. We saw where David actually, in just 3 days of releasing the song, not 3 days, just 2 days of releasing the song, because the song came out at the first, and then the show was on the 2nd of April. We saw people actually vibing to the song word for word. And it just shows that now this is actually in the US. People were singing vibing hardly and singing word for word. Davido was so happy at the point, like he threw himself to the crowd. And you can see the whole love catching him, taking him back, and all of that. Big win for Davido on that one. For the first 3 days, they've been a scorecard for Davido where he has a spin achievement, the record he has broken, and all of that. For some of the records he has broken, I'll give you a tip of that. And we saw where Timeless breaks the record for the all-time biggest first-day streams for any album on Spotify Nigeria with 4.9 million streams. Moving on, it became the best opening day for an African album on Spotify with 8.4 million. Timeless holds the top 16 all-time streaming peaks in Spotify Nigeria. It just shows that this guy actually is breaking like almost all records. He became like the first African, first Nigerian, first this, first that, and that's a really very big win for the video on that one. Moving on, we saw for the biggest second-day stream by album on Spotify Nigeria, Timeless hits 2.1 million. And number 2 is Love That Minute with 794,000 streams. That's like times 3 of that one, yeah. And really, the video is really the conversation at the moment. Moving on from this one, we saw where After 48 hours, no song from Timeless has less than 500,000 streams Spotify, and then that's three songs that have surpassed 1 million streams Spotify. This has never been done by any African album ever. Timeless is what we're talking about. That's like next big deal, and then we all are so happy and for Davido on this one. Moving on, we saw where Davido actually joined. I think he picked at number 10 for the global digital artist ranking. Number one is Taylor Swift, The Weeknd number two, Miley Cyrus number three, Bad Boy number four, Karol G number five, Ed Sheeran number six, Fade number seven, SZ number nine, Metro Boomin number 10, and then we have our own Davido. Metro Boomin number nine, and then we have Davido at number 10. Apple Music actually has come out to make a very big statement. I saw a very funny tweet here. I'm not going to say it, but then the way people actually think online is very funny. But then Apple Music wants to say Davido is breaking global records. The Nigerian superstar Timeless had the most first day streams ever for an African album on Apple Music. Big one for them, big one for Davido on this one. And then we also come out to say congratulations to him after achieving this major feat. Portable is the next guy on the news. Portable is a tale of story where they say just be good, yeah, just be decent, just be nice, because you don't know what tomorrow holds for you. Portable has been in the news for a lot of controversial posts in the time past for uncultured and unguided conversations and misguided actions, beating people and all of that. And he has always like went on scot free, nothing, no repercussions, no event happening after that and everything. But then this time, Portable is actually facing his own as we speak. Moving on, we saw where Portable actually went to make a scene at the police station where he was arrested. And then, according to him, he said, "You cannot arrest me. You have to invite me first before arresting me," and all of that. Made a whole big scene, banging tables, shouting at the station, and everything. And he was allowed to go back home. And then you could see where it was, before even the arrest, was making a scene about the baboon thingy. I'm a baboon. I live in the zoo. Baboon, baboon, baboon. And then that was like the anthem of the week that week, where everybody was like, "I'm a baboon. I live in the zoo. Baboon." And as much as it was nice to see, yeah, but then nobody saw it coming that Portable could be in big danger. Moving on from there, we saw when Manny came out to say, because one of Portable's defense was the fact that he said Yahoo boys came to arrest him, and then it was like that's not funny. But then we saw the person who had actually initiated the arrest talking about Manny. Manny came out to say, "You know what, I'm not a Yahoo boy," and then I was fighting for my rights, which is the fact that I was signed to the Zazu record label at the time, and I came with my instruments, my speakers, my this, my that, worth millions of naira. And then Portable seized all of this, even beat me and chased me out of the record label. So what I want now is my properties and nothing more, and compensations, and that's what I want. And I'm not a Yahoo boy. I only want my rights to be given back to me. And as against what Portable told the police, saying he was a Yahoo boy at the time. And then we saw Portable actually had this video where he came out to say in the video saying, "Money is his boy," and then just like the way it's done in any part of the world where where you have an apprentice and say let's say Babin for instance, so someone is any Babin with you and misbehave, so you tell them kneel down, you beat them and all of that with wire and the like. So you're saying he can beat Money because Money is his boy and no police can actually come arrest him because he's beating Money. You're actually liking that to couple saying it's like when the husband, funny how some of these things was doing was actually not making sense, because how can you come and say what does man beat the wife? What is police business? Like, bro, like that's like you could just shush than saying all of that. And some family came out for him saying, this one, you didn't make a point on that one. Moving on to saw where after the conversation was arraigned again by the police officers, and this time over the weekend, we actually slept behind counters. And Monday morning, it was arraigned in court where, after back and forth conversations, it was it was granted bail to pay about 300,000 naira, and it has to come with two sureties that has like a landed property in the state. And I think for the 300K, yeah, he can pay it, yeah, but then the shorty is almost constant for him. I think that's the problem now. Who would or who will come and sign for Portable at this point? What's happening on the street that if you do that, Portable run away, and who want to risk the property because of the Portable? That is the whole conversation, and they couldn't find one, and Portable has been ushered back to prison, and they minded in prison basically, and still he can meet the requirements to meet the bill. Over the weekend, it was not in prison, it was behind counters, but now he's taken to prison until the demand for the bills are being met. Portable, I think, like I said, it's a test to just tell everybody that right there, wherever you are, whatever you want to say, make sure you are cautious and don't do the wrong thing at the right time, basically. Moving on from Portable, we have Buju Benson as the last guy on the news. We saw where he came to Gwagwalada, an amazing one. This song has a very, very, very funny journey where at the point it was number one, and it's always became number one at Nigeria for music at the time. And now it's actually, funny how you think it has gone down, and then from nowhere you see that coming again, coming again, coming again. But this time, Davido has taken almost all spots, but then he's still struggling to still be amidst the top ranked song at the moment. We saw where he actually came out to talk about this year, saying this year is my album year, and you guys should anticipate that one. And people are waiting for Benson to see what his album will finally look like. Moving on, we see where him and J5 drop a snippet, and people are actually asking questions. Are you guys dropping another song again? Because for J5 and Benson, they have like a mass collaboration, and people are waiting to see what this one actually will look like. We saw Benson come out to hear his opinion about the three goats, talking about Davido, Burna Boy and Whiskey, and Brent actually made it so clear, saying, in this what they said, in different reactions, if you offend three of them, a Burna Boy will come at you, basically, like, shut up, shut up. Is that if Burna Boy is yes, if Burna Boy hear you talking about him on radio, he will come out there and tell you, what, straight up, this is what he did, and I don't like it, and everything. Burna Boy explains basically that's his point, and then he said, but then you can't take away the fact that Burna Boy is 1,000% a better singer than any other person. So that was Buju of Tarishi saying, I miss all of them. Burna Boy is a better singer. So he pitched his tent towards Burna Boy. He said about Whiskey. Whiskey's silence paved way for him. So Whiskey is that guy that you won't talk about anything. At least from now to next year, we'll just keep looking at you. And then basically saying the silence is making way for him. And then he said for Davido is that guy that nobody in his team is left behind. So the moment you get signed to 30BG, you guys are all kind of along. So Davido is that person that makes sure all his teams are properly taken care of. So you're saying these guys all have their own character and make them unique in their own way. But then you could see fans coming out to say, is it because you work with Burna Boy at the point, saying Burna Boy is a better singer? I don't know, but then he's saying Burna Boy is a better singer for 1,000% better than every other person. Anyways, guys, we'll come to the end of this one on Ghost News. We can't wait to catch you guys on the very next one. Before we go, like I told them, you guys should keep praying comfortable. Let's pray that he gets out of this one, and hopefully he learns his lesson and become a better person. Guys, take care of yourself.